Welcome back to the Tiny Rip Hanger. This is Mike. I'm coming at you with another video. This time I want to talk to you about the Siege, Jetfire, as we know, Skyfire, and I want to say this is a great toy. It's the Commander class, and it looks awesome. There's a whole lot to it. I'm going to show you a bunch of gimmicks quickly, all the gimmicks that I know of. I'm going to show you the transformation, and then I'm going to show you the comparisons, because I think that's really what most people have been waiting for. So let's go ahead and get right into it with a couple of these cool gimmicks. Alright, so here's the packaging. This is the box that it comes in. Looks great. I was actually surprised to see some of these showing up at Walmart already. That's awesome. A lot of these figures aren't showing up at Walmart. Some of the Titans don't show up at Walmart. And this is what it looks like in the package. It's got some instructions. You have everything packed in there like this, and this is how they pack their Titans too. So pretty interesting. A lot of armor, a lot of cool stuff. We're gonna get this snapped out of these binds to mess around with it. First of all, I like to show how well it rolls. For the landing gear, it's awesome. It rolls really well, which, I mean, who cares if the plane rolls, right? But that is a good roll it's got going on. Next up, it has this backpack piece here. And go ahead and take it off. Now, I really don't like the look like that. I kind of would rather see each individual gun placed somewhere different and have this thing look something like this. Now, I like it looking like this, armored up like that. That's pretty good. That's the kind of a look I would go for, something like that. I mean, it's not exactly in the instructions. Next, I want to talk about these blast effects. I think the blast effects are cool, and I know that you can get a whole bunch of them right now at Walmart. So, like kind of like the ones that come with these little Target Masters and stuff. You could get these for like $3 at Walmart right now. They included quite a bit with this, which was nice. It was a nice little surprise there. You know, I got a couple of extras right here. You can always just plug your extras in and do whatever, however you would like. But yeah, that's really cool. And I'm going to show you, just if you don't have any extras, you just go with these. You could pull these off the back here, and you can make these blast effects look like your guns are shooting, which is pretty cool. I like that. Or you can just make it look like you're getting, propulsion system. However you want to do it. So next I'm going to show you on the bottom here, you have a couple of levers that can be used as handles. And then if you take the side flap kind of, and then you push it down, you can get this handle out right here and flip it around like that. And I'll show you what all you can do with it. This may be kind of funny looking, but you could do what I did here. I had a couple Fantasy Jewel boxes to it, but however you display this, you can have these guys holding on from underneath, and without the Fantasy Jewel boxes in the way, it kind of gives you this effect of it flying and having all these guys holding on the bottom. It's a cool idea, it's a cool design, and it's some fun for some play, and however you want to do that, but I thought it was interesting. This guy is loaded with gimmicks. Okay, so you open this up, or put that nose cone down, and pop open the top. And then, I don't know, I can't seem to get that out without tapping it out. And then when you do that, other stuff's gonna fall off, but this thing is in here tight. The brain module, that thing's in there tight. But anyway, that makes room in there for you to put a Titan Returns figure. So I happen to have Braun here, thanks to my son, and we can put Braun into the cockpit and close that up. There he is. He fits in there fine. You can fit other things. I think that I've heard you can fit some of the Masterpiece characters in there, like maybe Spike or whatever. But yeah, pretty cool. Here he is next to a G1 Jetfire for size comparison, and you can see he is way bigger and way longer. But yeah, much bigger. I think he's just slightly bigger than the Masterpiece Seeker. All right, so let's get this guy transformed up a bit. Let's take off all of these guns, the millions of guns that he has, which is awesome. All of this good stuff. And I'm gonna start with, I like starting with the legs, but when you start with the legs, you have to detach all of this that's pegged in really well. And then I rotate the backpack up right away to just get it out of the way. Then you're gonna pull the leg down, because you see how it slides down like that. Then lock it in place, flip this panel around. Well, you gotta kind of untab it and then flip it around. And then you do the foot. And you've got one leg done, like that, real simple and easy. Fold the landing gear, of course. And then same thing on the other side. Pull the leg down, untab that panel, fold it all the way around, and then you gotta tab it all in. Huh, I missed. Didn't have it up all the way. Those tabs, those two tabs there, go into those two ports there, fold it up. And flip out the foot and the heel spur and all that. You got the legs done. And so, you know, I kind of like once you've got the legs done. It's looking pretty good. Now for all this fun mess up top. So unpeg these. If they were tabbed in the first place, let's go ahead and get these arms pulled out. Now they're tabbed in the back, so you got to untab them. Man, I tabbed those in good. And it was kind of hard to get them tabbed in the first place. And then you pull the arm out, untab it, pull that arm out. There you go. And then closing up that landing gear, fold this down, and you're going to turn these pieces, those pieces of the chest. And then all this is going to fold down, and you're going to tab it in place. Oh, got to fold that nose cone around. And then fold it down so it can all tab into place. And tab in. Simple. It's a very simple transformation for being such a big figure and having so much going on with it. Now for the hands, I'm going to have to pull a hand out, put all of this mechanism inside, and then this piece of the wrist tabs in right there. And you know, it's funny because I got mine and it wasn't tabbed in. It was weird. Like when I pulled it out of the box, this was not tabbed in. It was just kind of like floating loose on both of the hands. Let's do the other one real quick. Pull this hand out and then close all this inside and then tab that wrist in. Tab that wrist in good. There you go. Open up the hand like I like to have it opened up. Flip it around to do the wings. Lift them up. Now you're going to fold this piece inside. And that folds nice and neat in there. Then this piece folds up and fold this in and up so you can see it on both sides. And then fold it all the way to the back. And you have these little pieces here which you can leave out for armament if you want to. So I guess I just will because we're about to arm this guy up. And there he is, all transformed, looking good. And oh yeah, let's push these handlebars in so his waist flaps are there. Push it all the way back. Now let's have a look at him. All right, so let's have a look at this guy. He has a really nice face sculpt. I like that. I mean, Hasbro did a pretty good job of this guy. Lots of panel work. You can flip this around here to become Decepticon symbol. Okay, we all know that. And then shoulder only goes out to there, but you can get the range you want. You want to kind of break the sculpt a bit, but that's kind of how that works. It's got a nice elbow. Hand feature. I think it's really cool that when you open it all the way, this hand looks like there's nothing. Doesn't look like there's anything there. Like you could kind of make it from this angle, but there's something right there. But when it's open all the way, it just looks like a regular hand. Then you close it, and you have a 5mm port, so you can put your gun in there and hold it solid without them falling out. And you don't have to do those tabs, like the Masterpiece type tabs. So that's really a cool gimmick. I like that. And I'll show you, there's a semi-similar gimmick in another Jetfire that when we do comparisons, I'll show you that. But anyway, moving into his waist. Now, this is something. He's got a waist swivel. Unlike some other Jetfires we know of, or Skyfires, he's got a waist swivel. Now, that's why we have this faux crotch piece. So it will move. You see that? They could have easily engineered that whole piece in here just went all the way down, then it wouldn't move. That's kind of the reason why we have problems with chest piece moving or having that waist swivel, because of the engineering behind how we usually do these. Leg goes out 90 degrees, but it doesn't go back 90 degrees. Then again, why would you need more than that? So, and of course, if you put the flaps up, he does the splits. But there's ratchets this way, but not this way. Which, I don't know, whenever I see a fill ratchet on a Hasbro figure, I'm just like, wow, that's nice. That's real nice to have a ratchet on there. Okay, moving down a little bit more, you do have I believe you have the ankle tilt. Let me break that loose. And it's actually pretty extreme. So he can get a wide, extreme stance there, if that's something that you want to do. Now, before we get into armoring him up, let's just do a quick comparison with the G1. Now, we've come a long way since the days of the Bandai, Valkyrie, whatever. Anyway, the Robotech version of the figure, which is the first version, which is like near and dear to most people's hearts. Now, this is more toon accurate, and as you can see, not exactly toy accurate. But they included some of these pieces, such as this chest piece here, so that it can be more toy accurate. And so that's kind of, it's gonna take a second to get that on there, but that's kind of why they went that route. So this armored chest piece is kind of an homage to the toy in a way. So you can see that armored chest piece, you can see the toys, stripes and all that. So bit of a toy homage. Also with the face piece, which you have just like the single visor look going on there, and versus Skyfire and having an actual face. So yeah, kind of some interesting stuff that they put in that to me, I didn't need it, but it's cool that they include it because I'm sure some fans really dig this kind of stuff. Okay, so here he is all armored up, and I want to say that it looks cool. He looks cool. But I'm going to tell you, I'm not going to be displaying him with his shield in that face, and probably not with that many, probably just straight up with his gun. It's probably the way I will display him. But here he is from the back with some of this armament on, and we're about to get into the fun part and seeing will he fit on a Masterpiece shelf with some Masterpiece comparisons. Now when you take this off, you want to store the face. I think it's shipped with the face inside here. You just open that piece up and you put the face in there and you close that back up and you don't lose the face. And that is, I like the engineering behind that. I like the thought that went into that. That is awesome. So I am a bit of a Jetfire Skyfire freak. So this guy here is going to be the first, we're going to start with Chug. Voyager class from years ago, was way too small to work as Jetfire, Skyfire, or whatever, but they made it anyway, and it looked a little bit odd to me, but I think it's okay. But this still kind of had those features where you could take the head off and then make it look more Skyfire-ish than Jetfire. Just kind of one of those weird things back then, but look, it's just so tiny. Next up, I want to compare him to the last Generations one that they made, and I'm sorry I don't have a loose one. This one's in the box, and it looks good. This one wasn't the greatest. I felt it was too small. The new Commander class, on the other hand, has the size right, that's for sure. So this one here is the Sky Guardian, which is actually more in scale with G1 figures. Now we're getting into masterpiece aesthetic. And I have to say that compared to the Daca Toys Chronos, this has more line work. He's almost as tall. And I actually thought that Daca would be even taller than that compared to him, but they're pretty close. And I want to say, built way better. I don't feel like I'm going to break him. I know for a fact if I mess with him too much, I'll break him. But which one would look better on your masterpiece shelf? I'm not going to give you my opinion because you know it already. Okay, Daca. I still think the Daca toys would look better, although the face, the head sculpt is so much better on the Hasbro than this one. But I like the shiny, smooth shininess. Although it is line work, it's not as excessive as over here. I think this is a little crazy with the line work, and I'm not too in on all that. Also, let's look at the back. So the backpack is a little bit more compact on this one than the Chronos, and you know, it is smoother and kind of a cleaner look on this side, although it's a huge backpack, than what's going on back here. But this actually makes it look a little more interesting if you like that sort of thing. And I feel like he's pretty stable. And I'm a little nervous about Daca sometimes on stability. But really, you know, which one would you prefer? And now that everybody's done fire selling this guy because they've got their Phoenix now, this guy still goes for about 150 to 175 versus 80. But will this guy be 80 a year from now when they're all sold out? Who knows? This probably one might be going for as much as this guy. And last comparison is so unfair. Phoenix still blows it out of the water. Just the proportions and the look and how clean it is. I like this whole look. I would have actually rather, you know, it'd be painted or at least have a better gloss to it. But hey, that's just me. It's still a good figure. Now, would it work on your masterpiece shelf? Well, we're going to need to check with some primes and stuff to see that, right? Here he is next to a couple of primes. And I got to say, so we've got the Magic Square right here. We have MP10 here. And I did not think this thing would scale very well as a masterpiece. But if you don't want to drop 260 or plus on Phoenix or a 175 on a lousy Chronos, then this is actually a great option. I don't see any issue with it, especially if it's your shelf. Do what you want. It's your collection. But for 80 bucks, it's great. And if I catch one of these on sale, like a clearance or half off, I'll get another one just because it's that good and it has so many options you can do with it. So anyway, let me know what you think about this guy. Do you have him already? Are you considering getting him? Are you passing on him? Are you saying, hey, I've already got Phoenix, what do I need this for? Leave that in the comments, like, subscribe, and Tidarium Hanger out.